I've learned a lot of things about different processes for convening people, for facilitating people. Yeah, those are the two that seem to be, to me, relevant. There are a lot of things that influence whether or not a particular process, gathering, decision-making process or whatever will be successful. Nothing determines it, but there are a variety of pieces. And so I want to speak a little bit to that from my experience.
Great.
And it is divided into two areas. One is the quality of the convening, and one is the quality of the process. And there are things that are kind of like blurry, where they fit. But I think it's the convening and the result. If you have a potent convening and a result that everyone aligns with at the end who was convened, the moral authority is astounding. You can have a fantastic process, but you didn't have the right people in the room, and it doesn't carry any weight. So for example, when we worked on the global governance project, our core guiding principle that we kept coming back to again and again is for something to truly be global governance, it would have to work for the most powerful and the least powerful. And it seems to me that for different reasons, not the same reasons, random sampling is likely to exclude both of those groups. Like the super powerful are so few that statistically they're not likely to be picked up in a random sample. And the super marginalized are not going to be picked up because they're not reachable. They don't know about it. They lack certain modern skills that are necessary to be reachable, to know how to bridge the gap, to come, to have a voice, all of that. So there is some way that that process of random sampling, I think, works really well when you're already in a medium to high trust environment. Because then people can feel the power of random sampling. It's an enormous power. And when you have low trust, people won't align with it. So that's why I have thought so much about multi-stakeholder processes. You can deliberately bring, groups, individuals, constituencies, etc., that might not be caught sufficiently visibly by random sampling process. You can combine them. For example, you can say this problem affects ordinary people. So we're going to do a random sample of people, which isn't necessarily going to catch all of these people. And maybe we pick 20 people, and those 20 people join the multi-stakeholder panel. Or you can have processes in parallel, or you can have one consult the other. I mean, there are many ways of combining, but I worry that in our current environment in the world, which is super, super, super low trust. I want to use an example of something that was very successful and was ultimately dismantled. And that is participatory budgeting in Porto Alegre. I don't know if you know about it. It went on for, I think, about 15 years or maybe more. And from any measure that we would be interested in, I'm making an assumption, but I think it's accurate, it was super successful. Health indicators went up. The education system improved. sanitation improved, index of inequality went down. 50,000 people participated in 2011, which is the year that I have data for.
Right.
Of 1.5 million people. And participation is not voting. Voting is easy. Participation was in deliberative processes. I don't know quite the process that they used, but it's deliberative processes. And yet, and I don't know, I didn't drill down. I just know that after Bolsonaro was elected, the process ultimately was dismantled. And when I think about why, I would bet anything that the 50,000 people that came into the deliberations did not include a whole lot of business owners, large business owners, of people in positions of power of different kinds. I don't know this, but it would be fascinating research for someone to do, to see what was the spread of the people who participated and what was the spread of what is the spread of the population at large, and see if it maps